students of the communications in the Anáhuac University. And well, we're going to ask you two questions.
Aren't you lucky to be students in this great university?
Thank
Yes.
you. We are grateful to have this interview with you.
What a pleasure.
And the first question is, in the criminal justice system, what are the main benefits derived from oral trials?
They're threefold. First of all, openness, that this is a procedure that takes place in the public light, before the public, covered by the press, where evidence is developed through examination and cross-examination. Secondly, it's a system that's fair, because in the oral system there is a presumption of innocence for the accused. There are procedures whereby the evidence is brought forward. It's tested in a very severe fashion. The prosecutor is not there to win at any cost. The prosecutor is there to seek the truth and to present the truth, and then a judgment is made by the impartial judge. And the third essential feature is the integrity of the system. The integrity of the system that builds public trust by the administration of justice being open and fair, with appropriate representation of the two parties, and ultimately a decision made on the basis of all the evidence that has been marshaled.
And what suggestions do you have for the Mexican criminal justice system in transitioning to oral trials?
Well, my suggestions would be, I'm so amazed and thrilled to see this bold experiment that you're embarking upon. It takes courage, because this is a very fundamental change. You have a system that is based on 2,000 years of legal tradition, based on Roman law that was translated to continental Europe, that became what we call the civil system. And what you're branching into your system is something that has emerged from the Anglo-Saxon common law system that grows from the ground up, common law, cases determining the quality of the law as opposed to the codified statement of it. And this oral trial for the administration of criminal justice is a cardinal feature of that different system. But Mexico is innovative and adaptive enough that it can say, we'll take the best features of whatever system and we'll make it Mexican. In Canada, we've done the same thing. We are a country of English and French-speaking people. And when even before the country became a nation, the then English majority population said to the French population, we want to make a country together. Your system is the civil law system from France. You will keep your system for French Canada, Quebec. Your religion is the Catholic religion from France. Ours is the Protestant religion from England, from the United Kingdom. You will keep your religious traditions. You will have your religion, your language, and your law protected. And so 3 of the 9 justices of our Supreme Court come from our civil law system. The other 6 come from our common law system. We've married the 2. The civil law operates in the province of Quebec, which is French-speaking, the common law, the other 9 provinces of Canada. So just like you in Mexico have made 2 systems married, work together, so we have in Canada. I was the president of McGill University for 15 years, and I was a law professor in the law faculty. That's in Montreal, in Quebec, in French Canada, English-speaking university. There, we teach both the civil law and the common law. So our students get a degree in each of those 2 great traditions, legal traditions of Western civilization. And their understanding of the law is much more profound, much broader, because they have been able to dip into those 2 rich traditions. That's, of course, what you're doing with oral trials for the administration of criminal justice in Mexico, and that's what's happening across Latin America, and of course your country will be a leader in that respect.
Perfect, nice. And we are so inspired of having this world, building this world together by justice. So nice. And do you have another question?
Well, I have to tell you that I'm inspired too, because we have 5 daughters. The eldest 3 are lawyers, and our eldest daughter spent last week in the Yucatan, and this is her 11th visit to Latin America. She's a prosecutor, a public prosecutor in our Federal Department of Justice, and she works with Mexican counterparts to develop this oral trial system for the administration of justice. At home, she is rewriting the manual that is used by all federal prosecutors all across Canada. She's working with Mexican officials to write a manual for prosecutors. When do you prosecute? Under what particular crime? What kind of evidence you need? How you present it, etc. Writing that manual with Mexicans for Mexico. The Canadian manual that she's writing is a whole lot better because it's enriched by the Mexican experience. And then together they'll go on and write these manuals for other countries in Latin America.
Yeah.
Well, one last question.
Yep.
What would you recommend us to the students that are preparing for the world? In the Universidad Anáhuac Querétaro.
Keep your minds open. Minds like parachutes work best when open. And what we've just discussed is a great example of that. Here you are going into the history of the rule of law and the administration of justice over 2,000 years. And you are saying, we are finding some other ideas that can improve our system. And as law students, generally, but law students, you're always asking the question, is the rule of law just? Is this particular law just? To make that decision, you have to have an understanding of that particular law. You also have to have a set of values that you call justice. And that isn't limited to the study of law. It's the part of the study of any particular discipline. With your mind open always to incorporate the best ideas from elsewhere and to make them part of your own traditions. Thank you. Gracias.
Thank you
very
very
much.
much.
Universidad Anáhuac. Ser alguien sin dejar de ser tú.